We got the audios and the videos. It's Grady at Twin Creek Audio. And today I want to try another analog mastering experiment using some inexpensive hardware. I did a video like this a while back using the ART twin compressor system in conjunction with the ART dual limiter. But today I'm going to use the FMR Audio RNC in super nice mode and follow it with the ART dual limiter. Since my console EQ is not really adequate for mastering, I'm going to do a little bit of pre-EQing in the box and then send the track out through the analog mastering chain. The song I'm using today is a song called Burn It Down from my 13 Channels album that I released back in 2017. The mix I'm using today is an unmastered mix, and it's actually a mix from one of my hybrid analog mixing videos that I did a while back. I think it was the 80s style analog hybrid mixing with an 80s vibe. Yeah, that's the video. I'll put a link to that video in the video description at the end of this video so you can see the actual analog mix that went into the track that you're going to hear in this video. I'm going to pre-EQ this mix before it hits the analog hardware. That's mainly because I don't have a mastering style EQ or anything that's really adequate for mastering. So I'm using the Slate Infinity EQ here. And I just thought this pop preset on this EQ sounded really good on the mix. So I'm going to try that. So let's see what this sounds like.
There must be some mistake. I believed you were there for me, and I want to remember it this way. But you're dancing in the fire, you're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out, never come back again.
Yeah, I think this pop EQ preset's actually going to work fine. It's really close to what I was hearing in my head and thinking this track needed. And so we're just going to go with that. I mean, it's just a demonstration video anyway. So we're going to go with this as our master EQ, our pre-master EQ, I guess in this case, since we're doing this EQ first here in the box. So now let's run this through the analog equipment and see what kind of a final sound we get. So I've added something else here. I'm sending the mix first into a pair of Louder Than Liftoff royal blue color modules to get some transformer saturation, and I can actually kind of adjust the input to the RNC with the output of the HRK C2584 stereo color processor that has those Louder Than Liftoff royal blue color modules in it. So we're hitting the transformers in those color modules first, boosting the level just slightly to the RNC. On the RNC, we're running at about 3:1 ratio. The attack is in the middle at 6. And the release is 0.3. Yeah, I think, well, between 0.1 and 0.3, but closer to 0.3. So from the Louder Than Liftoff royal blue color module transformers to the RNC. I'm also using an inexpensive Radio Shack rack mount EQ that I got. But I'm not using that for EQ. We already did the EQ in the box and kind of the pre-master EQ thing. I'm using it on the sidechain of the RNC and basically taking out everything below 100 Hertz, which is similar to your bus compression plugins that have a high pass. Maybe they'll have a couple of modes, so they have different frequencies that you can high pass the sidechain on the bus compressor. So I'm doing something similar to that with the sidechain on the RNC and this inexpensive Radio Shack graphic EQ. I'm not using any of the makeup gain on the RNC. I'm going to use the makeup gain on the ART dual limiter to get the final level of the master. Both of these dynamics units are very, very clean, so that's kind of why I wanted to add a little bit of transformer saturation to the master first, because the RNC and the ART dual limiter are both extremely clean units, which does mean they should sound pretty good in the mastering process. I'm going to play this mix back now just to see if there's any final adjustments I need to make before I print this final master back into the DAW. take the attack on the limiter just slightly faster. I want to catch these peaks and not have to turn it down. I'm really trying to get a pretty hot signal out of this analog gear. So let's try it. Let me hear that little peaky spot.
Dancing in the fire, burn it down.
I don't want to turn it down anymore. Dang it. Okay. Is that it? So it sounds pretty good. Made a couple of adjustments. I've got it about as hot of a level as I can get it through the analog gear. So I want to see what it sounds like now in the final print of this master, and then afterwards I'll compare on screen what it looks like, what the original mix and then the master through the analog gear look like side by side. That would be pretty cool. All right, let me do this and stop talking so much.
Must be some mistake. I believed you were there for me, and I want to remember it this way. But you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I want dancing in the fire, burn it down. But this was a mistake, it just wasn't meant to be. And I won't remember, just wouldn't be right to say. And I will pretend that this never happened to me. And I hope we never cross paths again. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I won't. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. Burn it down. It's like memory. Night turns into day, and still I dream, but not of yesterday. And I won't pretend that I'm the same today. It depends on you, but that's so hard to say. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I won't. But you're dancing in the fire. Dancing in the fire now. Dancing in the fire. Burn it down again. You're dancing in the fire. Let me out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't know where you're going. Gotta get out of here. Get away. Gotta get out of here.
So here we can see side by side, this is the original mix at the top. Burn it down analog mix from the other video that I mentioned in the beginning, I believe. And here is the master that we did through the analog gear. We gained at least 2.5 dB of level here, and I was fairly conservative with the settings so that I didn't actually go over on the converters in the box here. So we were able to get peak levels, and it's I think 0.2, is what this hit on the way back into the converters. So we definitely gained quite a bit of level, and the final mix actually sounds pretty good. Definitely didn't completely ruin it, which is the reason I was being conservative with some of the settings. Looking at this, I probably could have pushed the ART dual limiter, at least had a faster attack, and then I probably could have gotten rid of some of these major spikes and then raised the overall level even more. But I'd say this is a pretty good proof of concept, and it seems to sound pretty good.
Must be some mistake. I believed you were there for me, and I want to remember it this way. But you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I want dancing in the fire, burn it down. But this was a mistake, just wasn't meant to be. And I won't remember, just wouldn't be right to say. And I will pretend that this never happened to me. And I hope we never cross paths again. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I won't. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. Burn it down. It's like memory. Night turns into day, and still I dream, but not of yesterday. And I won't pretend that I'm the same today. It depends on you, but that's so hard to say. 'Cause you're dancing in the fire. You're gonna burn the house down. Just tell me to get out. Never come back again, and I won't. But you're dancing in the fire. Dancing in the fire now. Dancing in the fire. Burn it down again. Dancing in the fire. Let me out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't know where you're going. Gotta get out of here. Get away. Gotta get out of here.
Overall, I think it turned out pretty well. It's a good proof of concept. The RNC sounds really good. I like having an EQ on the sidechain of the RNC. I made a previous video where I used the RNC on the master bus during a mix, and I used the graphic EQ on the sidechain of the RNC. So I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video and in the description as well, so you can check out the bus compression with the RNC using the same kind of technique with sidechain EQ that I used in this video. In conclusion, I would like to say thank you to everyone out there that watches my videos. Keep the likes and the comments coming. Please subscribe to the Twin Creek Audio YouTube channel if you have not done so already. And I hope that each and every one of you out there has an excellent and wonderful day, night, evening, weekend, weekday, hour, minute, second, nanosecond, whatever it is you're having, have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.
Must be some mistake.